What's up, y'all? Nature Girl 30 here, and as you can see, yeah, I got an earbud in my ear. But on the rail, this Raw, I really did want to be good. I really did want somehow for them to actually pick it up. There has been so many rumors, there has been so many things that's been going on to where it literally just messed with my emotions. And I just really just wanted this to be good. We had the Dudley Boyz that were going to retire, well, are retired at this point. And you also have Finn Balor having to give up his Universal title after winning it 24 hours ago because of a shoulder injury. It just was a somber moment. I mean, I just wanted it to be great, but gosh, it just tugged on my heart pretty much this entire Raw. But honestly, we end up having a tournament for the new champion, and it wasn't bad. The matches, of course, were really great, and it made the entire title kind of bring some worth to it. And for those that actually thought that they changed the belt because of how bad the design was, no, it's still the same piece of crap we saw last night. It didn't change. It's still ugly, without a shadow of a doubt. It still looks like a big, huge, long piece of licorice. It just does. But other than that, I actually did like how the Dudley Boyz went out. Hear me out. The Dudley Boyz are straight up old school. It makes sense for them to go out the way they did. They're going to put the new talent over. I'm glad they did that, and that's what they stuck to. And I'm actually really, I still really, the bottom of my heart, really respect the Dudley Boyz for what they did. And I just didn't like the Shining Stars coming out. It was unnecessary for them to come out, and I just wish it never happened. But it did happen. It did happen. But other than that, there was a really bright note. We had Bayley. Yay! Bayley makes me happy. Bayley makes me so happy. You have no idea. It was really great to see her, but after what happened last night, she actually had to go to Raw. Without a shadow of a doubt, she had to go to Raw. I'm kind of happy that Nikki is actually on Smackdown because Bayley had to come to Raw after Sasha left. I still think there's some really shady stuff going down with Sasha, but I ain't going there. We actually do have Sasha going up against Bayley for the Women's Championship, and it's going to be an amazing match. We got maybe 1/3 of the horsewomen that are on Raw right now, so I'm excited to see where it's going to go from here. But other than that, guys, it was all about the tournaments. We've had some really good matches. I don't know why Enzo and Cass are in it. I don't know why Big Cass is actually part of the Fatal 4-Way. Sami Zayn, the first match that we had, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. And people are blaming Seth Rollins for the fact that all these injuries happened. Yes, he made a huge botch last night. But I'm not going to blame him for what happened in the ring with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got injured by landing wrong. That's how he got hurt. Landing wrong. I mean, come on. It's just flat out ridiculous. He landed wrong. So everybody is going to be blaming him for that? No. It's just the fact that these guys are overworked and they're extraordinarily tired. It is to the point where they are making mistakes in the ring constantly. Last night, Charlotte made a huge botch that nearly cost Sasha Banks her career. The same thing with Seth Rollins. He pretty much cost Finn Balor the championship. I get that. He did the same thing with Sting. I get that. But Sami Zayn made a mistake by flipping off the top rope and landing on his ankle wrong. He messed up. That's it. And that's messed up that he messed up because he was in the same match with Seth Rollins. Oh, man, I'm just so tired of people getting injured. I'm tired of suspensions. I'm tired of all these surprises. All I want is to be able to have a really good match with a really great setup, with a really great feud, and just a really great pay-per-view. Because SummerSlam wasn't one of them, but I already did my review on that, and this is about Raw. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about this is that they actually did make the title important. As ugly as that title is, regardless of how it looks, they actually made it important. Good job with them. I doubt they came up with this idea 24 hours later, but they actually did a good job in making the belt have some importance, and it was a focus, the primary focus tonight, except for maybe some segments that really don't need to have any mention, but I am. I really do feel bad for Titus O'Neil because Titus O'Neil actually tried to have a promo, but he was drowned out by the crowd. Brooklyn was unforgiving, just like how they were the other night. They were unforgiving towards Titus O'Neil because Titus O'Neil really didn't have any relevance at all whatsoever. And he just decided to come out there and make a promo about Darren Young, an actual feud that no one cares about and no one will ever care about. And he decided to keep on doing it. And he got drowned out. And unfortunately, it just landed with a whimper. It really did. And moving on from something that was completely insignificant to something that's still a bit insignificant, but has some significance to it, Lana was not happy. Mostly, she just came out pissed. And I understand why. I don't know whether or not there was some issues between her and Rusev behind the scenes, or maybe the fact that Rusev was legit injured and she wasn't happy seeing her husband go out there that was injured trying to perform. Sure, he was on Twitter, he was on Instagram. All I can say is this: everybody came out of SummerSlam beaten up, bruised, and broken. There wasn't a person that didn't come out injured in some way. I would not be surprised if Rusev actually is injured. I don't really know if he is or not legitimately, but other than that, Lana just did not look happy. She didn't look happy about Rusev at all. On the side of the ring, she looked angry. Something happened. Something really bad happened behind the scenes, and she had to play it off because of her character. But something is telling me it's just something bubbling underneath the surface. I don't know whether or not it's because I don't know whether or not it's like a lover's quarrel, or the fact is that she just wasn't happy seeing her husband all beaten up out there performing. But honestly, Rusev should definitely be in the in the Universal title running. I'm just saying. But we have mostly the people who are in the Fatal 4-Way are all newcomers. They're all part of the new era. They are not anybody there that's old school, and I think that that's a great idea. I thought that was an amazing idea. The only person I guess you can probably consider to be a little bit old school is Seth Rollins, but it's actually a really great match that's going to be set up for next week. They also made a good decision in actually allowing the best of 7 between Sheamus and Cesaro to be next week instead of this week. They did make some good calls. I will give them that. But other than that, there were some moments, just like the Titus O'Neil moment, that just shouldn't have been of significance at all. And speaking of Jericho, I'm tired of Jericho being on my screen. It's time for Jericho to just go away. He's just doing nothing but just literally slowing down. I mean, seriously, he's just absolutely 100% slowing down Kevin Owens. He doesn't need to be there anymore. But I've already stated my feelings towards him, and I'm just going to move on from there. We actually did just have one women's match tonight, and it was between Bayley and Dana Brooke. It wasn't bad. Dana Brooke actually is getting better, but Bayley pretty much dominated her just to look good in her first time there. And honestly, it actually did set up that Bayley is going to be fighting against Charlotte for the women's title in whatever pay-per-view they're going to do it. Probably Clash of the Champions. And honestly, if they have Charlotte drop that belt at Clash of the Champions, I don't know what to say about that. Seriously. But other than that, the one thing I am going to say is this. I really do love the fact that Bayley is there. I have never been happy in my life. But I am happy at the fact that we just had one women's match tonight and they just focused on what happened after SummerSlam. It did kind of negate everything. I'm not going to really say that it did negate anything because the 6-women tag was actually part of Smackdown. So we didn't have Nia Jax tonight. We didn't have any squash matches. And speaking of squash matches, Braun Strowman is just getting tired of it. You can tell. He's getting pretty much tired of the whole squash match thing. And he really doesn't want to be taken seriously. Hence why he did the 1, 2, 3 twice. I am hoping they're not going to do any more squash matches with this guy. They really do need to take him seriously and put him in a decent feud. But other than that, guys, I'm going to say this. They did a really good job in promoting the Universal title. SummerSlam was not the best pay-per-view. And yes, we've had some somber moments. We saw the last of the Dudley Boyz, and we also saw Finn Balor having to give up the belt. But they actually did make the switch and made it the Universal title important. They actually started this tournament to try to find a new champion to have a fatal 4-way for next week, which is going to probably be the main event. They did a good job at that. I will give them props for that. But all the unnecessary filler, like the whole Titus O'Neil segment, that really did fall flat, as well as they did acknowledge what happened with Randy Orton, as well as with Brock Lesnar. But we all know that Brock Lesnar definitely was not scheduled to be there tonight, and the repercussions is going to be pointless. But other than that, I'm not going to say I love this Raw because it dragged on, but I am going to say they did a good job in promoting their U.S. title because they did a poor job of it last night. But they were in a situation to where it was a lose-lose. They either had to keep butts in seats by having Orton versus Lesnar as the main event, or they had to promote their brand belt by having it the main event, which could probably lose a lot of viewers as well as a lot of fans in the audience. It was a lose-lose. They were set up to fail. But other than that, guys, I will give them props. I will give them credit where credit is due. They did a great job at actually promoting their belt. But I'm not going to say this was a great Raw. I'm going to say it was okay. Kind of average in the middle. Especially after a Big Four pay-per-view, that's not necessarily good. But other than that, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know how you feel about Raw. And I will see you guys later on SmackDown. Well, SmackDown review. Peace out, y'all.